Hello, I'm Alexandra Sleator, Career Accelerator, and that means that I help ambitious, high-performing professionals get their work life right. Whether that means getting out of a rut, like solving a problem or overcoming a challenge, or finally achieving a personally meaningful goal, like a promotion they deserve, or finding a new role, or acquiring new skills in order to take a step forward in their career. I hope that this message finds you well, refreshed after your summer break. I hope you had the chance to get away, distance yourself a bit from the rat race, and just have some downtime, take a breath. And I hope that you're now back at work, re-energized. What I want to propose to you today is that we take stock of where you're at with your year at work. This may sound a little bit odd because for some of you, you will just have finished a mid-year review process. And after all, the annual performance appraisal process will not kick off for another few weeks. But I want to suggest to you that by knowing today where you precisely stand with your objectives at work will enable you to clearly and precisely focus your energy over the few weeks that remain to Christmas. So in this video I want to share with you a simple yet comprehensive three-step formula for performance self-assessment. And then in follow-up videos we'll discuss what to do about it, all the way to preparing for feedback, giving it, and of course receiving it, preparing for that all-important performance appraisal discussion with your line manager as well. So let's look at your year in progress. And the first step in my self-assessment formula is to brainstorm, to make a list. And in making this list, focus on what you've done, on the activities that you've undertaken, on all the tasks that you've completed, and forget about your original list of objectives. Because if you look at that list, it will constrain your thinking. And you risk, therefore, not writing down on your list of achievements some things that, in fact, you should be very proud of. So, blank sheet of paper, look at maybe your calendar and other pieces of evidence to remind yourself, even of what may appear at first like a little tasks. Be comprehensive because it's always easy later to trim down. So that's the brainstorm stage where I really want you to pour on the page all that you think of about what you've achieved. When you're done, step 2 is what I call the so what stage. Because now it's time to go back to each and every item on your list and ask so what. Because right now all you have is a list of activities. It's your done list as opposed to a to-do list, right? And clearly you're not going to be rewarded for having kept yourself busy. You're going to be recompensed, valued for the difference that your work made to the organization, for the impact that it had, for the value that you delivered. So asking yourself so what takes you from that done list to the value that you contribute. And this is something that will become very useful when you're actually undergoing the annual performance appraisal process. So there you get to the benefits that your work created for the organization. So let's take an example. You wrote a report, that's an activity. So what? Well, it was a report that listed the shortcomings of an IT infrastructure in a particular department. All right, sounds good. But so what? Well, it's so that a business case could be made. A business case. But so what? So that a project can be initiated, can be funded, can be organized, staffed, which will remedy these shortcomings. Great stuff. So what? Well, so that we stop spending hemorrhaging money fixing this IT infrastructure with bits here and there, but that we actually replace it with a straight-through processing, something where there's fewer human errors and the thing doesn't break down. and also so that we reduce the number of customer complaints. Sounds very good. So you see, ask yourself the so what question several times so that you get to a sense of what your effort contributed, even indirectly, clearly, to your company's bottom line. Because employers, companies are in it for the money. So it's important to somehow tie what you did to that famous bottom line, to the profitability. And in fact, if you can't answer the so what question, then you need to cross a line through that activity because it has an added value, and therefore it's not really worth mentioning as part of your contribution. So the so what stage gets you from a done list to a contribution, to a value of your work, which will be very important in discussing also your financial reward at the end of the year. And it's important, of course, to have a long list of benefits rather than a long list of activities. I remember that in 2007 I had one objective to achieve, and by the time I had my annual review with my boss, I had ticked that box off. But I went into the meeting with a 2-page list of benefits that achieving that objective meant for the organization. So that's the so what stage. Now I have advised you to ignore your list of objectives that you were set in January or February, but now it's time in step 3 to go back to that list and do a compare and contrast analysis. And that step 3 is the 3 list step. So it looks like a lot of lists, you know, death by list, so to speak. But having those lists and not, you know, losing them will stand you in very good stead, both again for that all-important conversation at the end of the year, but of course for those follow-up activities, which I will discuss with you in forthcoming videos on how to optimize your performance for the end of the year, so you end on a very high note. So the 3 lists that I would like for you to come away with as a result of step 3 are as follows. The first list is the list of objectives that you were set and that you have indeed achieved, and the benefits of having achieved these tasks, completed those activities, delivered these reports, completed these projects. The second list is the list of unplanned achievements, the one that you were not expected to do, the things that happened because life gave you an opportunity which you seized and you delivered value. So the second list is those activities that you had not been expected to complete, that you were not asked for, and of course their benefits to the organization. And the third list is the objectives that you were set and that you haven't finished, which you haven't maybe even started, but anyway, that are not completed. So those are the 3 lists which I suggest that you end this exercise with. The list of what you've done that you were expected to do, the list of what you've done that you were not expected to do, and the list of what you still have to do. So that's the 3 list approach to performance self-assessment. And I'll pause now and let you get on with it. I think it's relatively simple, possibly a bit deceptively so. So as usual, I'd love to hear how you got on and what you thought about this method of inventorizing your achievements. I'll see you very soon to talk to you about what next now that when your lists are completed. So have a go, and as usual, thank you very much for watching, and I'll look forward to seeing you very soon. Take care. Bye bye.